Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zara Bizak. Excuse me. Come to help you leave Islam and show you the deceptions and all contradictions, crookedness. Again, Surah Qaf Ayat 1, the crookedness that is void of, we're told in that ayat. And many other things like this. So, going now, starting. Let's see. Just checking the sound if it is all right now. Just checking the sound if it is. Okay. Is it okay? The sound quite low. Okay, let me just. Now, is it better? Remove the. No, it's the same. Oh God, I always have problem with this sound thing. Let me just check the other. Excuse me, headphone. So sorry about this. Okay, is it better now? It's connected, I think, to this. Okay, is it better now? Connected, I think, to this. Just checking, pausing for a little while to check if everything. I just need the sound. It gets stuck here. Okay, sorry to keep you waiting. I just want the sound to be good, not in this for this. Good, not bad in this for this. Okay, I think this is okay, the same, but I'll just use this now and not waste much time. Allah relies on others to help believers. This is the part of this topic, and Allah's deception, calling on only Allah, Quran ayats. So, calling on only Allah, and the topic here is the deception of Allah in calling none other than Allah, Quran ayat reveals. Oh, so doesn't. Okay, it's a bit difficult. Sometimes it gets stuck. I don't know why to move this picture of mine. Okay, thus at times we saw from the examples of Quran ayahs that Allah relies on messengers, angels, objects, and signs to help His believers. Is this not polytheism? Yet Abraham was not a polytheist, we're told in these Quran ayahs, Surah. So before I go on, let me see. This I'm taking from the previous live stream where I did Abraham's arguments against polytheism, the one ayat in Surah Anam, 81 ayat in Surah Anam, right? Sixth surah of the Quran. So I established showing you that there is implied polytheism in this, through the Quran ayats, in Islam, in this religion. So just going through it now briefly, showing you the Quran ayats again, and then we'll come to the main topic, which is Allah's deception, calling on only Allah, Quran ayats, right? So I'm not going to show you all the Quran ayats that say calling on Allah only, but some which are important for this to reveal to you what a deceptive, how we've been deceived, what a deceptive thing this is. Okay, so first and foremost, taking from my previous, one of my earlier live streams on showing you that there's hidden polytheism in this religion, and yet Abraham was not a polytheist. So if you say that we have to take the Quran ayats in uh, face value, on face value, no, you can't do that because some things are implied, and you can see this. And if you just take the Quran on face value, the ayats, and not look at the implied, then it would be very unjust also. And you're not reflecting on the Quran ayats deeply. If you reflect, as the Quran ayat goes, reflect on the Quran ayats, if there are any, reflect on the Quran if there are any much contradictions, then this will be from other than Allah, just loosely quoting that Quran ayat, right? You need to reflect deeply on these Quran ayats, not just take them by face value or on face value. So yet Abraham was not a polytheist. We're told here in Surah Al Imran, verse 67, Abraham was not a Jew nor a Christian, but he was an upright man, a Muslim, and he was not one of the polytheists. Al Imran, verse 95, say, Allah has spoken the truth, therefore follow the religion of Abraham, the upright one, and he was not one of the polytheists. Uh, Surah 16, Ayat 120 also, surely Abraham was an exemplar, obedient to Allah, upright, and he was not of the polytheists. Surah 16, Ayat 1 2 3. Then we reveal to you, follow the faith of Abraham, meaning the religion of Abraham, the upright one, and he was not of the polytheists. Then taking Abraham's answer against the polytheists in Quran, Surah Anam, Ayat 81, I showed that polytheism is in Islam. Allah's signs now, now Allah's signs revealed to you through whom? You see, one thing is that these signs, Allah says, He depends on these, relying on them to help the believers. Isn't this polytheism? So I just took one ayat, Surah 28, ayat 87, and let them not turn you aside from the ayats, communications of Allah, after they have been revealed to you. These are not those natural signs like the rain comes down and the grass, land becomes alive again. You know, we give life to the land. This is about a revelation sent down on a messenger, right? So the communications, after they have been revealed to you, after they have been revealed to you, and call men to your Lord. Call, and call men in brackets to your Lord, and be not of the polytheists. Surah 28, ayat 87, I just read out. Problem of revelations. Now we have that too coming up. In Surah 10, ayat 95 again, the same ayat. So if you are in doubt, O Muhammad, or whoever you are, about that which we have revealed to you, then ask those who have been reading the scripture before you. And we see a lot of problems in that because in the Quran ayats itself, it states that these Ahl Kitab, they distort the books, and very few are true. And if they're true, then they become Muslims. They see this revelation, you know, uh, continues and doesn't contradict the previous messengers. So you take the signs in the previous scriptures about Prophet Muhammad, and so here even Prophet Muhammad is being told. Some Muslims believe in that, so that's why they put "O Muhammad" in bracket, like Sahih International has in translation to this Quran ayat, and adding "O Muhammad" in brackets, putting it. So some Muslims believe in this, that if that Muhammad himself was in doubt, and so he was asked, then ask those who have been reading the scripture before you. The truth has certainly come to you from your Lord. So never be among the doubters. Very strict and very like, the truth has come. So this is the evidence or something really weird. Surah 43 ayat 45 says, and ask those we sent before you of our messengers, have we made besides the most merciful deities to be worshipped? So this is one of the things God asks you to, the Muslims to do, is ask those messengers before, did we ever? So you have to rely on the messengers before. Ask them to, if God ever revealed anything. Have we made besides the most merciful Ar-Rahman deities to be worshipped? So you see, always relying on other than Allah or with Allah. However, the Quran ayat has put it, is shirk, isn't it? So Allah Himself directly does not guide you. He sends messengers you have to follow their guidance, also that Quran ayat. Follow the guidance. So we have a lot of problems and inside inherent shirk in this that you don't see, although they say, oh, other than Allah, don't have partners. That all I've done. You can look at my previous live streams on that. Don't call on, wait a minute. So now I'm dealing with calling on other than Allah. So this is like, don't take partners with Allah and in His divinity. In His divinity, I've proven that wrong too. And whatever other about nature, the ayats that, or God Himself, the Creator, the Supreme Creator, I gave that through Quran ayats proof against it, against the policies given ayats, using nature or Allah, the Creator, and things like that. And now here again. So there was a previous live stream calling on no other than Allah. So I'm completing that also and briefly showing you directly now. The only thing I haven't proven is calling anyone other than Allah, right? Even in that previous live stream, maybe I didn't come directly on that, and I will show you, but I had to prove many things indirectly. Taking partners with Allah is there, and this and that. There was an older live stream of mine in which I did this, calling anyone other than Allah problem. So directly taking Quran ayats, I could not prove through Quran ayats, but shown that Allah calls on angels. If you remember that live stream of mine, so Allah calls on angels, Surah 96, Ayat 18 himself, and then the Muslims would say, but we should not call on men or invoke calling on other than Allah or even with Allah anyone because of this Quran ayat, right? So then we have these Quran ayats. So whether you're a Shia or Sunni, then it would be for Sunnis both. Other than Allah, you can't call on anyone. With Allah, you can't call on anyone. It's not even implied in the Quran ayats. Some Muslims, Sunnis, and just loosely putting it like that, in Sunni Islam or in non-Shia Islam. But in Shia Islam, they say we can call on someone because authority has been sent down, and I'll show you the ayat they use with Allah, and authority has been sent down. It's permitted. So do not invoke with Allah, calling on others with Allah. Now, this is with Allah, is worship and not permitted in Islam, right? I showed you in the previous live stream on this. Calling on others with Allah is worship and not permitted in Islam for the Sunni Muslims mostly. Ayat contradicts this is on intercession. So I took my former religion, intercession ayat. Now, how it has been revealed here is that you can call on another with Allah. Okay, first and foremost, Surah 28, Ayat 88, and do not invoke with Allah another deity. So remember, you're not allowed even to call on another with Allah. So correcting the Shias also, where the Imams have given it to them and they say that it has come on. We're the chosen ones after Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad has been, and his Allah uh, interpreting and explaining these ayahs. So it's not the Shia's fault, it's the Imams and thereafter, but before that, Prophet Muhammad deceived them. And this is actually Prophet Muhammad deceiving you using Allah and the revelations. So here, okay, so back to this ayat, Surah 28, ayat 88. Remember, and do not invoke, meaning call on, with Allah even another deity. There is no deity except Him. Everything will be destroyed except His face. His is the judgment, and to Him you will be returned. Then we have Surah 72, Ayat 18, and He revealed that the masjids are for Allah, so do not invoke, meaning call on, with Allah anyone. So here again, it's with Allah anyone. And the Sunni side says this means invoking, meaning worship. It's a part of worship, invoking with Allah even. So Quran.com, thank you. A footnote 2, or worship. You see, Sahih International and Quran.com. So you see this? Now I'm not using the besides Allah ayats. I'm using with Allah, calling on with Allah, calling on any other with Allah. The two ayats I've chosen, Surah 28, ayat 88, and Surah 72, Jinn, ayat 18. It's not allowed. It doesn't even say authority if authority has been sent down here. So the key ayat on intercession reveals what? Let's see. Shouldn't you call on ones whom Allah has given the power to intercede? So this very important ayat. Surah 43, ayat 86. And those they invoke besides Him. Okay, you see, now it's not with Allah, but it's besides Allah, other than Allah, not with Allah. Okay, but just hold your horses and do not possess power of intercession. And no, and those they invoke besides Him do not possess power of intercession, but only those who testify to the truth and they know. So, this ayat, what does it tell us? Footnote 2 from Quran.com about the two here, right? That intercession is granted exclusively by permission of Allah to those He wills. So I thought I hadn't found a direct ayat. Although it says, besides Allah, do not call on anyone, but then it says, and they do not possess the power of intercession. So there's a contradiction even with Allah or beside. Okay, here, besides Allah, but what happens? But only those who testify to the truth and they know. So you can call on them who testify to the truth and they know. Do you get it? These will be the intercessors with Allah, chosen ones, right? So footnote 2 from Sunni or non-Shia Muslim Islam, Quran.com, under this ayat, 43 ayat 86, Surah 43 ayat 86 says that intercession is granted. Even some Sunnis have to say this, Muslims, not only Shias, that through this ayat, intercession is granted exclusively by the permission of Allah to those He wills. And if you say by the permission of Allah to all, everything that is against polytheism, which is not allowed for polytheism, then why didn't God say there to the polytheists, by the permission of Allah you are allowed? By the permission of Allah you are allowed. So remember that, bring that into consideration. So now intercession is allowed and calling, because here it says those they invoke besides them do not possess power of intercession, but, it's a semicolon here they've put, but only those. So they have, you can call on them even. This is how the Shias have taken it, and Prophet Muhammad has explained to them about this ayat, giving it to the Imams thereafter, as successors after Prophet Muhammad. Because then there'll be a total mess. Quran is in a total mess, a total contradiction. Implied shirk is there, calling on others besides Allah against the polytheists. But here you can do this. You can call the intercessors that Allah has allowed, who testify to the truth and they know the truth. So the Imams told the Shias, successors from the progeny of Prophet Muhammad, the chosen ones of Allah, that you can call on Ali. This is about Ali only. Ali, Ali, Ali. Right? You can call thereafter on your Imams. After Ali, also then Hassan, Hussein, Zain al-Abidin and all this. You see this? And even the Sunnis have accepted this, that intercession is granted exclusively by permission of Allah to those He wills. And this is so this means if intercession is granted by permission of Allah to those He wills, which this ayat says it is, then it means you can even call them, because Allah starts this ayat by those they call upon besides Him. So when intercession is granted by Allah to this one, or to those who testify to the truth and they know, then you can even call on them. It means this ayah. Now look at it and please examine it. Please reflect on this. And those they invoke is with intercession. Besides Him, do not possess power of intercession. But those that have the power of intercession given to them by Allah, the second part of the ayat I'm trying to explain, you can invoke upon, go back towards that, and those they invoke upon. You see, because then the whole thing, the whole reason, argument on this is that do, don't call on those intercessors who do not possess the power besides Him. Yeah, you're calling, they're calling, policies are calling on them. So I wish I was I had some good teaching skills, or not teaching, but showing skills, communicating skills here, and philosophy, logic, argument. How do you work this out? How did the Shias work it out? How did the Imams tell them to? Like, or through reason. Look, let me try to show you. And those they invoke besides Him do not possess power of intercession. Okay. They do not possess the power of intercession that these people are calling on. Those they invoke upon. They are invoking upon, whoever they are. All these, definitely. So they do not possess the power of intercession, but only those who testify to the truth. Okay, am I repeating myself? And they know it, right? So if they are now allowed, granted intercession by the permission of Allah, then you can invoke on them also. You get it? So if this has, I can't explain it properly, or it's not being, it's not getting to you, let me just then, what I did from that previous, but you can then, but I can't push it with your mind because you're so conditioned, and maybe you'll not be able to see it. Some of you Quran only people also, or Sunni Muslims, because it starts with those they invoke, those they call upon besides Him. This is not even with Him. But then, yet Allah says, but only those who testify to the truth and they know. So they are granted intercession also. So the polytheists even who take them as intercessors with Allah, you can't say anything. And then you're telling us that no, ask those who messengers, are there deities? So there are many contradictions like this. Again, I can't complete my sentence here. You get it? So if you don't get this very simple logic here, you need to go back. Like take, so intercession is now granted, even when it says here, besides Him, do not call upon. So there's one thing, call upon, right? Oh God, doesn't work properly. So there's one thing, those they invoke here, besides Him. And it's not even with Him, it's besides Him. Do not, so it's very vague, the Quran ayats sometimes. This is not right because you see, there are ayahs which say, do not call on with Him anyone also. Yet the Shias have been so deceived by Prophet Muhammad and his all. This also point should have put those they invoke with, but he can't do that, right? Yeah, for the polytheists, he can't say those they invoke with him do not possess. So very clever person, I tell you. Oh, because they don't believe in Allah. There are ayats like this against polytheists, very unjust ayats. Oh, okay. So now he has to, against the polytheists, he's saying here, those they invoke besides him. Although, but look, Shias would say this, try to bring that. But look here, look at Surah 28, ayat 88. And do not invoke, okay, it's even for generally, like it's not against the polytheists. So do not even invoke with Allah another deity. So he's not going to say the polytheists have been invoking someone else with Allah, right? So he has to. So that's a very good thing, like a very clever, very intelligent. So God hasn't missed this point when he goes against polytheists, saying those they invoke, and they invoke not with Allah but besides Allah. Do not possess power of intercession. Do not possess intercession, right? Power of to explain, like very good, thank you. Uh, is it, sorry, I didn't put Sahi International or Abul Alam Ududis. Okay, but only those you testify to the truth. So what it becomes then, if you testify to the truth, if they who have, they who testify, wait, let me get this straight, sorry, not good at communication, but only those who testify to the truth, who have testified, or any age, every age who testified to the truth, they know it. Are the have the power of, they have been granted this intercession, right? Here it is. Sunnis also accept this. This is from the Sunni Quran website, Quran.com. So the Shias go further and say that going back here, what does this mean? Those they invoke, calling upon. also. So what happens? I wish I was a PhD in this to communicate. Look, so what happens? Let me see if I can show you. Those they invoke upon do not have the power of intercession, but those whom Allah has given the power of intercession to, Shias work it out saying that they can be called upon. But the Sunnis say no. I understand now why the Sunnis say no. Because they take these ayats, they're, the Sahabas and whoever has tried, or from the Umayyad side, Prophet Muhammad's hadiths and all. So this explains, and even the Quran only, you don't even need hadiths, Umayyad side or anything. But the Shias don't see this, that the Imams and the Prophet Muhammad has deceived them. Because with Allah, you are not allowed. And there's not only this, Surah 28, Ayat 88, but Surah 72, Ayat 18 also says, so do not invoke with Allah anyone. So how the Shias were deceived? By this ayat. And they couldn't see these ayats with Allah. It's not besides Allah, min duni. It's with Allah here. And here, although it's besides Allah, against the polytheists who invoke, of course, they must be invoking besides Allah. God cannot put, this shaitan cannot put with Allah. But this is how Prophet Muhammad and his all got to Shias deceiving them in this matter. That now you can invoke Ali or anyone because permission is if permission is granted even to this messenger, you can invoke him, call on him, call on Ali who works miracles. You see? So this, and yet the Shias miss this. Surah 28, Ayat 88, and Surah 72, Ayat 18. With Allah, even you're not allowed. And do not invoke with Allah another deity. So they would say how they reconcile this is with Allah, another deity which Allah has not given permission. Still, they would say this, the Shias. And the Sunnis, how can I tell you that with Allah, right? So Sunnis say no, no. Permission or no permission, no authority has been granted. So it's easier to show the Sunnis that there's hidden shirk in this than the Shias, how they have been deceived. It's a bit difficult to show the Shias. But if the Sunnis have that open mind, they will see it. And it's very easy for me to show proof from Quran ayat straight. I haven't used any hadiths, nothing, just Quran ayats. And just a little bit of footnote here, yes. Worship, it means worship, right? So, and why I didn't choose, like for example here, worship, why I didn't choose, it's not allowed, the other ones, ayats, because it says, besides Allah, do not call on anyone besides Allah, because it's not allowed. So those ayats I didn't choose, because I wanted to choose the ones with Allah, get the Shias, show the Shias, not get the Shias, but to show the Shias that you even have been deceived, thinking this is a true prophet. So even if there's a ayat like with Allah, yet do not invoke, but they would say by the permission of Allah they've been deceived. It's not by the permission of Allah. They're invoking Even invoking other ayats with Allah is not allowed if Allah has not sent down authority and permission to do so. And they are not deities, they are Ali, they are the messenger of Allah. They are to be obeyed. Prophet Muhammad is to be obeyed. Things like that, right? But the Sunnis take it, no, no permission has been granted. Even with Allah, someone who calls with Allah, a polytheist or anyone would, permission is not given for this even. No authority has been sent down, but the Shia say it's implied. Authority has been sent down, and you can now invoke because of Surah 43 at 86 kind of implies it, right? So now, not missing the main point is that intercession, you can call on other than, no, you can call, the polities can call on someone, or even you, Muslims, can call on your intercessors with Allah by the permission and authority of Allah. So that would mean with Allah, like after Allah, with Allah, you can call on. So this needed to be properly seen by the Shias and they didn't see it, properly seen by the Sunnis but they missed it. And so we have this whole mess. Giving Allah's attributes to others. Okay, if this is not easy for you to understand, I've made it, try to come the other way then. So what did I have to prove? Taking Abraham's answer. I didn't give this ayat surah from my previous set. So this is like a conclusion. Taking Abraham's answer against the polytheists in Quran Surah 6 ayat 81. Remember I did this on this? I showed that polytheism is in Islam. Like Allah relies on others to help believers, like objects, like the Kaaba, security there, like many other things, like messengers, like revelation, signs. It's shirk, polytheism. Guidance. You have to follow Abraham. This is the religion of Abraham. He's not a polytheist. But then whose guidance are you following? Allah's or with Allah? What Allah has given to Abraham. And the ayat says in Surah An-Nam, is it? Follow their guidance. So isn't it shirk? Isn't it polytheism? Ask yourselves this. And so I feel I have worked out, and thank God I'm an ex Muslim because there are too many contradictions. The Shias, even, I cannot rely on, coming from Prophet Muhammad and his chosen successors, chosen by Allah, right? Like that. So let's now. The only thing I haven't proven is calling, okay, taking that Allah calls on angels, right? Surah 96, ayat 18, to throw them into hell, whatever the ayat is, calls on angels for the inmates of the dwellers of the fire, the Jahannam. So the only problem is that Muslims would still say that no, no, we can't call on other than Allah, or even with Allah anyone, because of this Quran ayat, these Quran ayats, okay, these Quran ayats. But here there's a slight implied implication. How do you say it? That you can call on someone whom Allah has permitted for intercession. Allah has permitted and given the power of intercession. Okay, have a look at this, like a very slight. It's implied, isn't it? And those they invoke, those they call upon, besides Allah, against the politics. It's always like this unjust ayats. Besides Allah, besides Allah. Do not here it's like besides Allah. Do not possess power of intercession. Then there's a semicolon, colon, but only those who testify to the truth and they know, even the Muslims agree, non-Shia, footnote, Quran.com, that intercession is granted exclusively by the permission of Allah to those He wills. So here, very smart Allah, clever Allah, the Allah of Prophet Muhammad puts besides him for the policy against South. He's deceived, fooled, folly, oh, whatever he's made the Shias think that, but when the intercessors are made by, permitted by Allah, then you can call upon them. Can you not? Just let go of your conditioning. Those they call upon besides him do not possess power of intercession. And what if they possess the power of intercession? Then it would be okay to call on them. Right? It's like this. What kind of logic is this? What? Ask the Shias. They know what kind of logic this is in this, what I'm talking about. Take it from Prophet Muhammad. Maybe they have a hadith on explaining this. Oh, you can go to multilingual Quran on this. Ayat, Surah. Giving, okay, now just for the short, now how long? You get it 41 minutes. Can't be shorter. Giving Allah's attributes to others is disbelief. Remember, calling on others than Allah, in that I give you a full on this also, going indirectly then, if some Muslims don't understand that invoke this ayat, what it means for Surah 43 ayat 86 about intercessors, that you can call on them. So there are many other ways Allah has deceived you. His Allah, Prophet Muhammad's. Giving Allah's attributes to others is disbelief. Surah 43 ayat 82 and 16, Surah 16 ayat 3 Quran, right? It's disbelief, kufr. Why does Allah give His attribute to someone else in Surah 81, Takwir, ayat 19 to 20? We see in 20 that this Rasul Kareem is with the owner of the owner of Lord of the throne, secure with the power, possessor of power. And Surah 51. Oh, Surah 51 gives the attribute of Allah in ayat 58. Dhu quwwati. And then the same attribute is given to Rasul Kareem in Surah Takwir, ayat 20. Dhi quwwatin. With the owner of the throne secure, meaning Dhi quwwatin is possessor or possessed of strength. Same attribute given. So there are ayats which say, no, no, don't even give attributes like in his divinity, whatever. The Sunnis. So I got the Sunnis on this, in his divinity, in his divinity. It's not allowed. Giving Allah's attributes to others is disbelief. None is similar to him. Take that ayat. And so the Sunni explanation, Quran ayats. And maybe I'll get the Quran only also to show them. But I've just not put the Quran ayats here. I've done this earlier on, very in detail. Yet, yet setting up partners with Allah is polytheism. And it's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. Surah An-Nisa 48. Yet setting up partners with Allah, not even besides, with Allah, is polytheism. So there are some are saying having partners along with Allah or other than Allah is also polytheism. So that's not important. We take the even with Allah is uh, unforgivable sin. Surah Nisa 48. There's another ayat too, but I just put Surah Nisa 48. You see this? Yet you go to Surah Takwir, ayat 19 to 20, and you see there's one with possessor of strength, with the owner of the throne secure, and the other things I've shown you. So this only about I've destroyed through Quran. It's destroyed Tawheed, partners with Allah, because it shows in the Quran ayats that you can have partners with Allah, you can have someone giving life. It's Masih ibn Maryam, Isa ibn Maryam. Yet Allah says, I give life to the dead. And so, against the polytheists, he's saying, how can they? But point to be noted is that if you take by the permission of Allah, do this. Take that ayat about Isa al-Masih giving, Isa ibn Maryam giving life to the dead by the permission of Allah, then uh, Allah should have told the polytheists that yes, I do allow people to give life to the dead, or I allow Masih, I allowed Masih ibn Maryam to give life to the dead. So give us another argument again. Like Allah should have said, it's not enough to just say that none of which of your partners that you, besides Allah, that you take, give life to the dead. They can't even create a fly if they all came together. And there's a fly ayat like that against the polytheists, creating a fly, if they all came together. So that's not the way Allah should have told the polytheists. He should have explained to them, yes, by my permission, I give authority to the one who gives life to the dead with my permission. But to just put it like that against the polytheists is unjust, right? That who gives life to the dead? Like he's deceiving you, he's blindfolded you, and that's not even how our justice system should be working. With the balance, holding the balance, and she's got that blind cloth, she's blinded, she's got a cloth on. No, our justice system should not be like this. A judge should not be asking like that. Someone, you get it? So it's all a deception. This, I've proven it this time. So references, thank you, Quran.com for now. And another website from where I got some of the Quran ayats on Abraham and all this, very well put. It's qud.lib.amich.edu. So this is the, let me show you just this website that gave me some Quran ayats on Abraham being not being a polytheist, and very well just the Quran ayats. So thank you so much. I will be leaving you now with this and then coming back. If I have to clarify more my previous live streams that I haven't directly clarified or explained properly or shown properly, right? I will do that. Thank you to this website for the ayats. Oh yeah, even Jonah was not a polytheist. Jonah was not a polytheist. So ask those messengers why like that ayat. Allah doesn't have any other deities, but many other such follies are in this Abrahamic religion that have shown and proven that Tawheed in itself, without the objects and messengers and as guides and obey the messenger. I mean, this is all polytheism. It comes to deeply if you go into it, or even a little bit of clarity you need in your mind. You see, this is polytheism. Allah relies on. Allah even calls on the angels of hell, family. So this is all. Even that ayat which says like these messengers, ask these messengers who did not take, you know, did not take. They will tell you. Who are they to tell you? Maybe they are misguided themselves. How? First of all, these are all oh, okay. I need to give reasons. So stop like I know some of you might say that I'm ranting. So I'll, like, you see, the way I've proven that, you see, like this Quran ayat says, ask these messengers, they will tell you that Allah has no deities. Right. Okay. Let me find just so. Uh, so let me just. Oh my ears! I forgot to fix my eyeglasses properly. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Okay. Why do you deny yourself? Wait a minute. Oh, Hafiz. Oh, one. Oh, before I go. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, yesterday I wanted to come on this, but I said it's too small a live stream. Maybe I should do a video on this. I've already done the Surah Tahrim ayat. Really, Shias, you have shocked me to the bones. So you see, I used to think about Surah Tahrim ayat 1, never going to it, but just thinking that the Prophet is only denying himself what Allah has allowed him. Only like, it's something else to deny yourself. That's what I used to think about Surah Tahrim ayat 1 and 2. Oh, 1, 1. Huh? But, and that was like, I never went to that ayat to check. So I always thought that the Prophet Muhammad wanting to deny himself or was denying himself something that Allah had allowed him. Denying is different than if you see the definition of this English word, even denying, then prohibition. So unfortunately, as a Shia, also I never went to that ayat to check properly. Like it was always in my head, if it ever came, like if I had to deny myself something that is allowed by Allah, but like let's say during fasting, I'm allowed to not to fast at times, right? I'm allowed to skip my fast because of the problem. But I never, let's say I never did in O levels or something like this. I just fasted. I mean, that was not a fast, but I didn't eat anything or drink or smoke or anything, right? So, but I wouldn't say I'm fasting because I couldn't pray namaz or anything, right? So, this I thought this was like something like that. I didn't really give my thought to properly, and then when I came to it, I was shocked. Shias have shocked the living daylights out of me. But then, as an ex-Muslim, I came to this ayat, came back to this ayat to examine it, and it came to me as a shock that the Prophet has prohibited himself on oath. Seeing the second ayat, like on oath, he has prohibited himself. Shocked at the defense given by the Shia, even Quran experts. Can you believe this? And the religious scholars seconding, accepting it. It's unbelievable. So look at the definition of denying yourself something and look at the definition of prohibiting yourself something which Allah has made lawful for you. And then it's a command in Surah Maida, finding that ayat also, 87 or 86, most probably 87, to the believers, do not prohibit, make unlawful what Allah has made lawful for you and transgress. Okay, I think this is about it. So look at this is terrible. Okay, I can't believe you, Shias even. Sorry, need to come out of this, please. What a shock you have given us. Of course, it's all Prophet Muhammad's. But where were your brains? Where were your minds? Where's your intelligence? You got deceived like this? I cannot believe it. Saying that Imam Ali is such a mind of Quran and heart is Imam Hussein. I know the Yasin is the heart of the Quran and Hussein is the heart of Islam that got cut into pieces. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Any questions? Anything you need to ask me? I'll be coming back on my previous live streams, topics like this to uh, if to clarify more, explain properly than before, maybe, but not in detail, or maybe some things in more detail than before, like that. If I falter, if I find, more things, and more direct now, more direct. I felt I did a mistake perhaps in that, calling on Allah, no other than Allah, by not giving you that direct verse like this. So now, no, first, I don't think I made a mistake. Like I was going in detail. Now, just directly coming on it. And even then, I have Muslims who come like the Jalal Hassan and say, you are misquoting, misrepresenting, this and that. Please don't. Please have some mercy on yourself now, also, because it will do no loss to me. Although I don't know why I abused and started cursing him. So I apologize for that. But my patience has gone. So thank you very much. Thank you for being here. And do yourselves a favor. Help yourself. Please leave this deceptive folly, false religion that Prophet Muhammad used Allah to deceive us, the true God. Thank you so much.